All right, welcome back to another episode of the Kansas City Commercial Real Estate Market Pulse, hosted by your local real estate experts, Midwest Commercial Real Estate Advisors. Our goal is to bring you up-to-date information, knowledge, experience, deal-specific data every single week here to you live on LinkedIn and on YouTube, as well as doing deal spotlights. Look, when we have more and more projects coming online, it's important to be able to come on here and answer questions and present the different projects that we are working on. And that's exactly what we're doing here today. And it's worked out really well because the last two projects that we have pitched have had really good feedback, and we've gotten a lot of exciting opportunities. One's under contract. The other one has many people looking at it. And so if you missed those episodes, please do go back and check out the last two deal spotlights that we had. But this is our first inaugural for lease deal spotlight. And I'm really excited about this because Nathan has been so at working so hard in regards to this specific asset class that is one of our favorites here in the Kansas City Metro, and that is the flex industrial space. And we're going to talk about this specific project that is for lease. So if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, or you know someone who is needing flex industrial space just north of the river by the Charles B. Wheeler downtown airport, please do reach out to us. We're going to be covering that. But before we do, we will be spending some time on why Kansas City is a logistics powerhouse. We're going to go over the industrial market specific data so you can understand the trends and pick out some insights for yourself today. We want you to leave with some nuggets and some information that you didn't have beforehand. If you have questions, make sure that you drop them into the chat. I will be monitoring those. Katie on our team will send me a message if I missed one, and it looks like I already have. So I'll ensure, I'm not sure what somebody already has a question about, but hey, that's great. Maybe you want to get some space leased up. That's totally fine. But we're excited. Check us out at MidwestFlexSpaces.com. MidwestFlexSpaces.com. You're going to find all of our for sale and our for lease listings on that website. You can inquire about more information there. Links to the listings will be there. Lease brochures, for sale brochures, everything that you're going to need is going to be on that website. Without further ado, let's talk to the local expert here, Nathan Roberts. Nathan, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, this morning spent a lot of time doing some cold calling and specifically for property owners around Kansas City for flex industrial space. So, yeah, I'm feeling great.
Tell us more about that. So if an owner wants to, enlist your services, you're doing some cold calling, some door knocking.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like? What are you trying to do for them?
Yeah. So once I get the listing, I mean, ideally, the goal is for me to help lease up their property.
Yeah.
We do that in a few ways. We take a multi-faceted, omni-channel approach to marketing the property. So we make sure to get the property on social media platforms. We try to get it on every listing platform out there. We'd like to do some driving for dollars is what they say. That's essentially me just going door to door within a mile and a half radius, talking to the businesses and handing out a lease brochure for the property. We make cold calls. We send out broker email blasts. We like to send out email blasts to the tenants that we have in our database. These are businesses that are actively looking for flex space out on the market. So that's one way that we're able to get these properties leased up pretty fast.
Beautiful. Before we get live into our deal that we're presenting today, or actually the macro level insights that we want to talk about, the trends and the snapshot and why small bay industrial is so hot right now. Give us a 30-second elevator pitch on Harlem Road and the project that you have for lease. What is it? Who's it, good for? Who should be reaching out to you? Let's just start there. Let's tease it a little bit. We're going to come back to it, but give us your elevator pitch.
Yeah, so this is a flex garage space located in a great area. It's right next to the downtown Willer Airport. You have great highway accessibility. It's perfect for a wide variety of different tenants. If you're in the trades or some sort of contractor, you can be an electrician, plumber, uh, working on drywall. You just need a space for storage, and you just need a small little private office. I mean, this is really perfect for a lot of different businesses that are out there. The bays are about 1,500 square feet. You have about 8,000 square feet of contiguous space in each building. So there's two buildings that are 8,000 square feet. So up to about 16,000 square feet total that's available.
Awesome. Great job, man. What's going on, Michael? This says LinkedIn user. I've got to figure out how to make sure that StreamYard can see who's talking to us live. But Michael Iammarino, good buddy of mine. I'll see you on Monday. Very stoked about that at the Commercial Real Estate Kansas City Real Estate Association of Realtors, or Regional Association of Realtors, the RAR. Golf tournament on Monday. But thank you for being here. You too, Gabe Einhorn. If you're not following Gabe on LinkedIn, man, you got to go check him out. He's doing some incredible things with video. He's in New York City. If you need debt and you need some capital for your project, you got to reach out to Gabe. So if you come on live and you engage with us, you're going to get some shout outs here. So appreciate that. Just as a reminder, this goes out to over 35,000 individuals on LinkedIn every single time that we go live. So excited for that. I've got my phone up because previously, it's taken 21 episodes for me to realize this, but if I have my phone up, I can actually see who's on LinkedIn versus on StreamYard, where I can only see it says LinkedIn user. So please be dropping in comments, questions as we get started. But Nathan, why don't we start with just a snapshot of Kansas City industrial market, man? Just give us some data points in regards to the industrial market in Kansas City, man. What's the macro overview look like for KC's industrial market?
Yeah, so it's super hot. Vacancy rate right now sitting around 4.6 to about 4.9%. This is down or around 90 basis points year over year. So we all know that industrial real estate, especially the large scale tilt-up projects, that was, I'm not going to necessarily say overbuilt, but there was millions of square feet that hit the market a few years back. The vacancy rate, went down from 8% to 4.9% within a matter of about 24 months. That's a great thing. Vacancy rate for flex industrial is a lot lower just because there's not much inventory out there. You have a lot of businesses that have just outgrown their space, and they're not able to find anything to actually move into. That's kind of the situation we're in now, which is why there's virtually 0% vacancy. One thing that's affecting vacancy rates with larger industrial properties is the employment rate. So manufacturing, for example, there's a lot of manufacturers that are looking for space right now that are doing build to suit. There's a few build to suit projects that are happening. As I mentioned, they're mostly large scale. Majority of them have already an anchor tenant in place, but you do have those. A few, I would say roughly around 20% of the construction pipeline is for new spec space. But we're starting to see flex industrial space also get proposed around the market as well. We're working with a few developers out in Bonner Springs. Pretty much that whole entire K7 corridor south coming down from just the KCK Speedway, Legends. It's just a lot of activity that we're seeing.
Most definitely. Kansas City is a logistics hub, right? It's strategically located at the crossroads of 5 major freight corridors. It has access to 4 Class 1 railroads and top-tier intermodal infrastructure. And so we are becoming an emerging national player. Kansas City is now viewed alongside major coastal cities for industrial investment due to its 30% more interstate miles per capita and the ability to reach 90% of the United States in 2 days. That's incredible. And that is a big reason we're seeing such a boom in the industrial side in Kansas City, right? Total inventory, somewhere around 315 million square feet. Now, that needs to be bifurcated and understood, right? You have 100 million square feet of that, which is under 500,000 square foot buildings. And even tighter, if you're looking for a space under 20,000 square feet, the vacancy rate is right around 1.9%, right?
Mhm.
So it's 300 basis points lower than the average vacancy rate of 4.9%, which is still below the national average. Now, if we go back and look at this $5.10 per square foot average lease rate, Nathan, bifurcate that for us, because we're not leasing up our flex industrial projects at 510. This has got to be for these larger tilt up projects, correct?
They are, yeah. I mean, when you're dealing with a minimum of 250,000 square feet up to about 1.5 million square feet for a tenant, I mean, they're looking at around $5 a square foot. Once
Yeah.
you're dealing with these flex properties that are typically less than 25,000 square feet, those lease rates are in the $9 to $11 a square foot range for pre-existing buildings. Now, for anything that's going to be new construction, I mean, depending on that lease rate, if you're going the triple net route, you're probably going to be in that $12 to $14 a square foot range.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point to make, right? I mean, we have around 11 million square feet under construction, but we, as mentioned previously on the Market Pulse, most of that is built to suit. And Nathan's already talked about that. That's not speculative development. Investor confidence is high, and speculative development is remaining restrained. And that's going to protect against some oversupply and is going to continue to support rent growth in the area. So let's get into one of our favorite trends, which is micro trends, small bay industrial, and contract garages. Man, why is small bay industrial and flex space so hot, Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of businesses that have, started since 2020. You have a lot of contractors out there. I mean, with these development projects, you might have a small little local subcontractor that just needs space. I mean, a lot of these flex garage spaces, I mean, especially around the developments that's going on around the city, those are leased up. I mean, you're virtually 0% vacancy. Obviously, once you get into outside of those submarkets, I would say once you go further east or south in Jackson County, the vacancy rate goes up a little bit, but you're still hovering around 2%, which is virtually zero at that point. There's very little inventory out there. I mean, if you're a business and you're looking for space to lease out or to buy a building that's less than, let's just say 10,000 square feet, that's true flex, I mean, it's not on the market.
Yeah, absolutely. And one big trend I think that is causing all of this vacancy to be so low is that the national trend of manufacturing returning to the United States is creating a cascading effect through the supply chains, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as production facilities come back online domestically, they're requiring regional logistic hubs and service providers, many of whom operate in the small bay industrial segment. And so this structural shift provides a long-term tailwind for small industrial spaces in strategic markets like Kansas City. So why don't we just describe, Nathan, kind of what the difference between maybe true flex space is, who that's perfect for, versus maybe the kind of the contractor garage is?
Yeah. Contractor garages, I mean, for the most part, you might have like some sort of PTAC unit for HVAC. You might have HVAC, but for the most part, I would describe contractor garages like a larger storage unit, essentially. Yeah. I mean, you might have a private office in there, but typically you're going to have common area amenities like a shared conference room. You might have a shared office area. But for the most part, you're leasing out a unit that's pretty much wide open. You might have one drive-in 12 by 14 size bay. But that is the true flex garage spaces. Flex,
pure
flex
utility, right? Contractor garage is pure utility. You got drive-in doors, minimal finishes, and it's got a high demand. Okay, all right. So that's kind of the contractor garage side. Now let's go over to the flex space.
Yeah, true flex. I mean, you're going to have a higher ratio of office to warehouse, really depending on the end user. I mean, there's some people that want 50% office, or maybe they want 70% office in a very little warehouse. I mean, that's the definition of flex. I mean, it's very flexible, really depending on who that tenant is. But a lot of those spaces, I mean, less than 10,000 square feet, typically you're going to have one wide open box and then some offices that are that are built out, and all the amenities are going to be in each suite. So you might have an in-suite restroom. Obviously, your offices are there. You might have it built out to have conference rooms, things like that. It can be built out for showroom space. So if you're some sort of furniture manufacturer, you might, or let's just say a plumbing manufacturer, or you're making tubs and things like that, you might want some showroom space for the different materials or tubs and stuff out there that you want to showcase.
Absolutely. Yes. And keep your questions coming in. If you have questions about small bay industrial, contractor garages, Kansas City industrial market, keep them coming in. Hey, look, we have a lot of residential growth coming on right now in Kansas City. It's expanding residential footprint, right? It's driving proportional demand for local service providers and for trade. So each new housing development requires electricians, plumbers, HVAC specialists, and other various contractors, right? They all need functional industrial space within reasonable proximity to their service areas. And that direct correlation between residential growth and service provider demand creates a predictable demand trajectory, right? And so that is extremely important. So there's a lot of investor opportunities out there. If you think about this, you have augmented demand. So you've got the large industrial players, just for example, the Panasonic $4 billion battery plant in DeSoto, it's going to create supply chain tenants that need supporting infrastructure. Right. And so smaller developers can win here. Right. You got a big institutional funds that are ignoring the sub $50,000 square foot space due to scale. And so you've got less competition. And then you also have a lot of owner occupant appeal. Nathan and I also do sales on the flex industrial side. And we have a lot of owner occupant appeal because those flex developments allow for the sell to user strategy in 3 to 5 years, right? And so, yes, I think there's a lot of opportunity here. And with the residential growth that Kansas City continues to see, I think it's really, really exciting. So here's a really nice breakdown of kind of the flex spaces and the highlights. If you would like this report, make sure to reach out to myself, Nathan, or Katie on our team. We'll get you all of the information on the Kansas City Industrial Report. You can follow our newsletter as well on LinkedIn, and it's going to be in that newsletter. You can download that report. We're making that available for everyone here. Okay. So real quick question that we've got coming in here, Nathan, is, hey, man, what makes flex space different from maybe traditional industrial or warehouse spaces? And additionally to that, why are other buildings maybe not just being reformatted and utilized? And why is there such a big demand for the development side and new product? Isn't there product out there already? So let's start with question number one. What makes flex space different from traditional industrial warehouse space?
Yeah, traditional industrial warehouse space, it's just a different user. It could be set up for, let's just say, a transportation or logistics hub. It could be mostly warehousing. So just the layout, the configuration, everything's going to be different. Really, depending on that layout, is going to determine if it can be converted over to true flex space. But with true flex, typically, like I said, you're going to want some drive-in bays, or you might have dock high bays as well. But if it cannot be split up evenly, the property, then to where the bays are equally distributed between the different tenants there, it's going to be very hard to convert that or have it as true flex. But for warehouses, for example, they might have columns throughout. Typically you want at least 16 feet between the different columns. With flex space, that's not typically going to be a requirement because you're not storing large racks of goods in the warehouse. So
yeah,
with flex, you might have a plumber that has some racks in there to store some equipment, things like that. It could be space that there's a welder is using in order to make equipment or tools and things like that. But that's not typically what they would try to use traditional industrial property as.
Absolutely, man. Farhad, thank you for being here. Man, Nathan, you're getting the fire flames coming in from Farhad, man. That guy just loves what you're saying right now about flex industrial. So thanks for being here, my friend. Justice Baird also says, hey, man, I'd love to get a hold of the report and join the newsletter. Solid stuff. Hey, you can go to MidwestFlexSpaces.com. All of our contact information is there. You can drop your email there. You can shoot me a DM. You can follow the newsletter. Just go over to the Beyond Buildings newsletter on my LinkedIn. Just subscribe to that. There's over 60 editions of that newsletter bringing you the most up-to-date content about the Kansas City market, and also very specific asset classes. Like we've done office, we have done the population growth, we have done the industrial side. We'll continue to bring that information to you all on the regular basis. Look, those market reports typically are looking backwards, right? They're looking through the rearview mirror. We're trying to help you remember the future, skate to where the puck is going, not where it has been, right? Because if you do, you're already going to be behind the curve. So we're trying to help folks get out there. For prime example of this is multiple owners have reached out to us saying, hey, we're getting ready to start a development on the flex side or the contractor garage side. You reach out to us. We can give you what we're talking to these tenants on a regular basis. What are they needing? How high do the doors need to be? What do the ceiling heights need to be? Are they looking for glass? Do they need something a little more, minimalist? Or what the lease rates that they can fly for? What's the climate control situation look like? We are talking to these tenants and these businesses on a regular basis, and we can help you bring your project, the right project, design it the right way, market it the right way, and even potentially pre-lease that building if you're about 12 months out. So make sure to reach out to us, MidwestFlexSpaces.com. And without further ado, man, that was great. That was 21 minutes of just fire right there. I just got to bring Forhad back up here, man, just giving us the flames. I just love it. Keep bringing it. That's fantastic. All good stuff, man. So let's kind of transition over to the property focus. This is a deal spotlight Market Pulse edition. So Nathan, tell us a little bit about our listing over on 100 Northeast Harlem Road. What kind of space is available? Who would be a good fit for it?
Yeah, so this is true flex space. I mean, you could count it as garage space. The layout's a little bit different as far as you have a private office, or there is no private office. It's open-ended warehouse, but you do have amenities like an in-suite restroom. You also have a utility closet. And then you also have the option to build out the space as well. I mean, this is a developer. He has a contractor team local. So if you all wanted the space built out for office, they could do that. We also have an option for you all to add like a mezzanine above the restrooms. And it's a pretty cool concept. I think a lot of tenants would enjoy that. Just knowing that on the very front end and on the back end, you're looking at 18 feet for that clear height. In the middle, it's 23 feet. So definitely adds flexibility for what you would want to do with that space.
Absolutely. So location is downtown Charles B. Wheeler, downtown airport. Let's talk through the lease rates and how much space is available in this building.
Yeah. So each building is 8,000 square feet. So essentially 16,000 square feet total is available for lease. If you wanted to lease out each individual bay, you're looking at about 1,500 square feet. And the lease rates are going for $1,900 a month.
Excellent. Yeah. Look at it. This is a real picture that Nathan took with his beautiful drone photography. If you're an owner, you need to get some photography, videography out there. Nathan's going to come with his backpack, his utility pack. He's going to make it happen, man. That guy doesn't go anywhere without Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. It's going to take 3 years to read it. His drone.
I'm already doing that book now. So.
All right. Man, look, this is a nice view of the inside of these properties, man. So let's talk through what you got. You got the facing restroom, the utility closet, and you got the bay and entrance here, man. So talk us through the interiors.
Yeah. So I mean, you pretty much just described it. There's been a little bit of work since these photos, like they put down the baseboards and things like that, cleaned up the flooring. But as I mentioned, you can also add a mezzanine above that utility closet in the restroom. You can add private offices. I mean, it's really flexible. But I mean, the different tenants that can go in here, like I said, it could be general contractors, subcontractors. You're doing electrical, plumbing. You might want to do, let's just say, specialty auto repair, or not auto repair, but let's just say you want to do some auto detailing. That's something that we could do here. You want to change tires here. We could do that here as well. I would say one thing it wouldn't be good for would be like a gym concept. Just because I would say with this particular property, due to the parking, typically, I mean, with this, you're looking at one parking space per bay. The developer is actually going to be going through taking some of that land on the east side of the building. He's going to be paving that to put some additional parking in. But I would say outside of that, I mean, it's pretty general for the different tenants or businesses that can go in here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, got a question coming in here. Hey, can you describe the layout? You know, how flexible is the space for customization or multi-tenant use? And also, is there any tenant improvement allowance or flexibility in that lease structure that we should kind of cover right now?
Of course, yeah. So how everything is right now, you're at $1,900 a month for that base rent, plus you have utilities. If you did want to build out the space, we could offer some sort of tenant improvement allowance. It really depends on the term of the lease. If you're looking for a 1 to 3 year term, it probably doesn't make sense to provide a TI allowance. But if you're looking at 5+ years, we would be happy to include some TI in that base rent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've talked a lot about where it's at, who it might be good for. Demographic breakdowns are all available. Here's the nice area map so you know exactly where you're located, right downtown, very close to my wife's office there at the airport. She knows about the property right there. We've got some tenant incentives offers. So, hey, man, talk us through what incentives that you've got. And we got another question here. Is this space available immediately? And what's the showing process like? Like if we want to, you know, they want to reach out to you and learn more about the space, what's that process look like? So let's talk through incentives as well as availability and the showing process and or taking the next steps.
Yeah, so it's available now. The property was completely finished about a month back. Obviously, they just went through and they just made some updates to the units. Like I said, the baseboards. They also are doing upgrading the landscaping as well. So when I was out there a couple weeks ago, it was pretty much dirt for the pad side or the access landscaping. Now, I mean, they have sod grass down, they have trees up. I'm going to need to get out there and take some updated photos. But as far as the tenant incentives, I mean, we've already discussed we're willing to provide a tenant improvement allowance depending on that lease term. But if you were to sign at least a 13-month lease, you will receive 1 month of free rent.
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
There's also another incentive to where if you are a tenant or you refer a business over, we could give you the equivalent of 1 month of free rent. So if you're an existing tenant, we'll give you 1 month of free rent. If you just refer a business over, then we could probably talk about some other concessions outside of that on a case-by-case scenario.
Awesome. Okay. So next steps, head over to MidwestFlexSpaces.com. I'm going to show that website here for everyone. So you can go over to MidwestFlexSpaces.com and you can see all of our properties for sale and for lease. You can click on these. You got a lease application. If you're interested in finding more about this property, just go over to our website, MidwestFlexSpaces.com. Everything is going to be there. Nathan's contact information will be uploaded there very soon. We'll make that happen, but he's got it on the brochure. You can reach out to Nathan as well. Nathan, is there any other questions or thoughts that you want to share? We like to keep these sessions right at about 30 minutes. I think we've done a really good job spotlighting this deal, but man, is there any parting words that you've got for everybody?
Yeah, I would say if you are a business or if you're a business and you're looking for a flex space to lease out or to buy, I would say reach out to us. I mean, we're always in contact with different property owners, sellers, landlords, just to get ahead of the market. So we like to put fillers out there and see ahead of time when space is possibly coming available for lease. So we can try to time that out with some of our tenant timelines that we're working with. I mean, I would say if you're looking for true flex space, let's just say less than 5,000 square feet, I would try to be looking 4 to 6 months in advance just to make sure we can get you in the space on time. I would add a couple more months if you're looking for any sort of build out, because you have to go through that permitting process if you're changing the MEP. So if you're out there looking for space, we'd love to represent you and help you find something. Also, if you're a property owner, reach out to us. We have a huge pool of tenants that we're currently working with that we'd like to get in front of your property.
Yep. If you're a local business owner tired of working out of your garage, or if you're scaling your operations and you need quality, accessible flex space, talk with Nathan as he breaks down what makes this property a rare opportunity. We have other opportunities as well, but we are spotlighting the heck out of this project. It's a beautiful deal. We'd love to show it to you. Make sure to check us out at MidwestFlexSpaces.com. I'm going to put a quick plug in here. Next week, we have a special guest joining the Market Pulse. He just wrote a book. He is one of my mentors, one of the most successful commercial real estate investors, brokers, developers that I know. His name is Chuck Kuda, and he is going to talk about his journey, which is just a phenomenal one. It is a wild ride, and he's going to take us on that roller coaster ride next week. So make sure that you check out the next week's episode. And if you have more information or you wanted more information about this property, MidwestFlexSpaces.com. Find Nathan, myself on LinkedIn. Follow our newsletter. We're putting out content on a regular basis. We appreciate everyone who engaged with us today. If you have more questions about it, just reach out to us. We'll get you the answers. Nathan, thanks for being here today, man, and thanks for spotlighting this awesome project.
Okay, thank you, Logan. See you all.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week. Bye.